All right, what's up, everybody? It is Friday. Welcome to today's Friday feature. Got a special edition for you guys. We got Lunar Walls and we got Blustream here. We got Darren from Blustream. We got Chris Cowdrey from High Tech, who actually is our rep for Lunar Walls for both, right? Yep. And then we have Scott here with Lunar Walls. So we're going to go over the micro LED. We got 136-inch micro LED, 1.2 display here. We just got up in our Marietta location a couple months ago. We're going to have a little event here at noon. So if you guys are around, you want to stop by, you can talk to these guys in person, get your questions answered. So, Scott? Yes, somebody. So tell us about this Lunar Walls. You guys have been in business for how long? Maybe tell us a little bit about your company.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing, thanks 21st for having this event, and the partnership and the effort and energy that you put into both of our brands is greatly appreciated. So thank you for that. But first, how did we come about? So Lunar Walls was really created by integrators for integrators. And I know that's a little cliche in our industry because of how many companies have been started in garages and integrators for integrators and all that stuff. But when it comes to us, it's reality. Our founders were out in the field doing walls, and their experience was a nightmare because I think this was 10 years ago. Information today is not much. Imagine 10 years ago. So they would sit down and literally be given pictures and very brief descriptions and spend countless hours trying to put together what's the wall for their client.
Right.
And it was tough. And they would spend those hours and then they would order it and it would show up and it would lack documentation. So now you're at the facility putting this thing together with a complete lack of confidence by your client because they're watching you kind of put this thing together. And if there's a lack of documentation, if there's a problem, service is even worse than the documentation. So countless hours of lost productivity, countless lost profit in doing these walls. And they finally sat back one day and says that there's got to be a better way. And the founders started the company and said, how can we make this easier for people? How can we make it scalable? How can we give you a partner that cares more than just going, here's a bunch of pieces, figure it out. And that's what's brought about the kind of turnkey solution that we offer with Lunar through our distribution partners. So that's how we came to be. We've been in business for over 4 years shipping product with just video walls, and then Lunar has been the last year-ish that we've been doing and really starting to scale now.
So we know there's a lot out there, right, with direct view LED, micro LED. What kind of sets Lunar apart, I guess, from the competition? What you guys offer that's a differentiator?
Yeah, absolutely. So the big thing is, first, we think about the entire transaction. There's a lot of people who go, here's a flight case that's got stuff in it. Right. We look at it and go, what are all the things in between here and there? And by that, I mean 3-year warranty instead of 2. So you get an additional year over most of the other competition. You want spares when it comes to walls like this. We do 8%, where most people do 3% or 5%. So if I have 200 of these individual panels, you're getting 16 from me.
Right. So
you're getting 6 from them.
Yeah.
So you have all the things that you need. So if little Johnny puts his hockey puck through the screen, unlike a large format display that's got to be taken down and chucked, I can come here and take out a couple of the damaged pieces with the spares that you already have. It's like the same TV. So things like that are important. Things like Lunar Tools, where you become a dealer that allow your customers to easily quote a project by going in and going, what series, what size, what pixel pitch, here's your MSRP, here's your install cost. You're off to the races in 5 minutes.
Right.
Not like our founders that spent weeks trying to quote a job. We can make it easy for you. So, and then things like we include a bracket in every job because a flat wall is important. We don't want to bolt to the wall, so we include brackets. All those little things make up the big thing.
So are all these created equal, like all the different video walls that are out there right now?
Yeah, just like all the audio solutions you have are created equal. Just like all the security cameras you have are created equal. They absolutely are not. And that is part of the difference for us. And the easiest way to describe that is I'm going to give you an analogy, and I'm going to go to brisket. I know Chris has a green egg, loves smoking it. Brisket's an incredibly intimidating meat.
Yes, it is.
First time I cooked it, I probably watched 10 hours of videos. Even more recipes. I was terrified to be able to do this thing.
Yeah.
Well, a video wall is a lot like brisket. I could start off with a great brisket, but if everything after I open it up isn't right, the wall is not going to be right. No offense to our friends in Maine. They like lobster. Texas likes brisket.
Right.
Somebody in Maine going to cook a better brisket than the guy in Dallas? Probably not. Is somebody with a smoker going to cook a better brisket than somebody does it in a crock pot?
Yeah.
Dear God, I hope so.
Yeah.
Is Aaron Franklin going to cook a better brisket than I am in my backyard? Yeah. And the reason why isn't because the brisket. We could both have Wagyu.
Yeah.
But at what temp am I cooking it? What's the seasoning? What's the wood? How long am I going to let it rest? Because that's just all of those things in the middle, like 3-year warranties, 8% spares. Oh, by the way, I failed to mention 3 QC levels. Yeah, we build the wall at the factory once, tear it down. We build it a second time at the factory because the factory thought it looked great. We bring in a third-party firm. They verify that it's where we want it before it ever ships to us.
Right. That's right.
Then when it hits Fort Lauderdale, we build it a third time. Yeah. Update firmwares, do the Nova Star, do all the things so a known good product is shipping out to you, and it's ready to go when it hits the ground. Shame on me for not mentioning that.
What you did?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So the reality is like a brisket, it's all the things in the middle that make the difference. We can all go somewhere and get cabinets and panels. Doesn't mean we're going to do all the things to give you a wall that your customer wants to have.
I'll chime in on one thing. I'll just say, as a manufacturer rep, because we've sold a few of these, had a lot of success. The quoting processes, if you've ever tried to quote, the tool that these guys have, it's unmatched. It really is. And I've sold other solutions in the past, and it's complicated. There's a lot of parts and pieces. What's pixel pitch, and what processor, and how many inputs, and all the things, right? So they make quoting a wall. You can literally do it.
It makes it
so 3 minutes. Yeah, it makes it 3 minutes, right? And then, to Scott's point, all the things that happen after that. I've watched their team install this wall. I've watched them do one for one of my dealers here in Atlanta, and they are meticulous, right? So it's not just the product itself; it's the execution of the deployment, right? So I think they really are. I can tell you that our company was in conversations with several vendors, and when we asked our team, "You got to cast your vote at the end of CDA, who we're going to sell," unanimously, we voted for this company. For all those reasons.
And to his point, too, you guys are very dedicated to the CDA channel. Too, right?
It is the only thing we're dedicated
to. Drivers and everything, right?
Yeah, whether it's having the drivers for all the control systems, but the CDA channel and custom integrators are our sales channel. We do not sell directly to consumer. You do not have to worry that when you open up Facebook that you're going to be flooded with ads and deals to buy.
Right.
That's not who we are. We are going to be at a big box store. We do not compete with the guys that come in your building for the sale. Others do. We are dedicated to you in this relationship.
That's right. All right, now the money question.
Yes.
How do you order? What's the process?
Yeah, well, so we do have an authorization process, but it's very simple. So they can go to the 21st Century website, go into the Lunar section. Right there's the dealer application. That starts the process. Once you get approval, it comes to us. You fill out some brief dealer paperwork.
Yep.
You get access to a 1-hour training. Note that I said 1 hour, not 3 days, 4 days, 1 hour. You complete that, you then get access to the Lunar tool. And at that point in time, you can quote jobs and you can also purchase from 21st Century. So it's very condensed. And then we partner with you on the install as part of the deal. So the dealer would do the prep work. They would get the backer board ready, the data cables, the power. And then our team would come in and partner with them to ensure that it goes flawlessly so that they don't have to take that liability.
Which, by the way, the tool, when you have access to, you get the documentation that provides you with what kind of plywood, what are the parameters, what's all the technical things.
It's very
to go to the electrician and be able to tell them how many outlets you need and how many dedicated 20 amp circuits, right? Everything is there. It's fully transparent.
Yeah. So really all you got to do is go to 21stcenturydisc.com, go to Lunar Walls, vendor page, the application is right there. Click on Become a Dealer, fill it out. We get you approved, go through the hour training, and then we get you access to the
portal, the builder, all the good stuff.
And at that point, you start making fat margins and customers happy. So,
Right.
you know, that's what's important. And I know you're there to support them. You know that I'm here to support you. And together we go at it as a team, and we'll be there on the front side, and we'll also be there on the back side.
Well, thanks so much, Scott. So let's transition now to Blustream. We got this beautiful wall here, right?
We do. It's gorgeous.
It is.
Yeah.
So how are we control? I guess before we get into the multi-viewer, tell us a little bit about Blustream and the products that you guys offer in addition to this multi-viewer, which we'll get into.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. So Blustream is the worldwide leader in signal management.
Right.
So we've been around for 10 years. We started in Australia. We've been in the US for 5. When I say we're the worldwide leader, we are the worldwide leader in signal management. So whether that's HDMI, whether that's USB, whether that's Dante, which is coming up, as you know, in the commercial, in the residential environment, it's getting there, right? So we've partnered with these alliances to make sure that we're providing the best possible solution to our end users, our customers. Right. So when we talk about the MV41, which is this piece, it's a great no-brainer add-on to the Lunar Wall, which will allow you to unleash its full capacity. So it's 4 in, 1 out display. You can customize it, stuff like that. So it's a very powerful unit. Also, we're showcasing, as you know, the Cat 100ER, which is the industry leader in getting audio back, returning it to either the rack or anywhere in the house. Now, those thin clients that are sitting on the customer's TV can be shared throughout the house, right? The audio can be channeled throughout the entire system.
How about control or third party?
Third party, yes. So we do have an open API.
Right.
So if dealers did want to write their own code, they could. But we have drivers for every control platform that there is, from Control 4 to AVA to Elan to Crestron. Yep. So we've got the ability.
Scott Ava, that's right.
That's right. Yep. So it's showing on there. So we've got full API and drivers for all, because we understand how essential that user experience, when you put it in the customer's hand, is. It's got to be seamless. It's just got to work, right? And we want to make sure that they get that best world-class performance out of their equipment.
So let's get into the multi-viewer then.
Yeah.
Can you show us maybe a few things, some features that
absolutely.
make the MV41 unique here?
So it is. It's really unique because it's got 4 in, 1 out. But then, as you can see on here, it's also got loop outs, right?
Right.
So now you can extend every source individually throughout the system. So now you can go to extenders. You can go into a matrix. You can go into a huddle space solution, things like that. So you're able to extend the experience. Let's say, for example, you and your wife start watching a TV movie in the theater room, right? Get tired, you want to pause it. You can pause it directly from here and then go to the bedroom and finish it up in there. So it's just that user interface as well, experience, I'm sorry. And then it's also got a 12-volt trigger, right? So now that 12-volt trigger will allow you to do things like NVRs. So the way I have it set up in my house is that when someone rings the doorbell, a little window will pop up for 20 seconds. And you can see who's at the door, and then it'll close. So a lot of cool features on there.
We got a tablet here too, right?
We do.
Controlling. We have so many different ways we can utilize it with different tiling and structure it however we want.
We can.
So we got quad view on here right now, right?
We do. So I'm gonna showcase a couple of cool things on here right now. Like you mentioned, we've got the quad view. We can do stacked side left.
Yep.
We can do right. We can do triangle inverted. Go back to quad view 4.
So we have 4 sources on here right now.
We do.
Right. We have Apple TV. We have Roku. I believe we have a computer hooked up, and then we have our surveillance here on the bottom.
Yeah.
So.
And then you can just easily, you can obviously control this through a third party, which we talked about.
Right.
But then we can also just drag and drop right onto here. So you saw that change. I can put the Lunar Mac right there. So that changed. It's lightning quick, 0 frame latency. But you can also customize it, right, Mark?
Yeah.
So I can go in and out of aspect ratio with any source that I want, move it.
Yeah.
I can change the audio to follow any of the 4 sources, which is huge. So it's fully customizable. You obviously can take this feature away from your customer, so they're not toying with it and getting things, squirrely or sideways.
Right.
But it just goes to show you how customizable this unit is. and how much we want the customer to have the best experience when they do purchase a lunar wall, which is a big investment.
Yeah, or any large
Any-
form.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
75 inches and above.
Right.
For March Madness, for the World Cup, for any sporting event. You can have, you can be watching the game while your kid is playing PlayStation on the side, or you could even take Zoom calls for work, right?
Yeah.
So it's limitless to what you can do with this.
Yeah, really cool. So before we finish up, why don't you tell us a little bit about the support and service that Blustream has to offer for our customers?
Sure. Yeah. So through 21st, if you're buying it from 21st or however, we have the ability to do pre-sale engineering. And now, Chris, you've helped out with that a lot. So we've helped a lot of customers design systems and get them deployed right. We ask the right questions. We ask what distance you're going, things like that. So we have pre-sale design for free. And then we also have something called 24 hours, 6 days a week support. So regardless of what time you call, other than a small window on Sunday, you're going to get someone, because we do have technology centers and support centers, not only in the United States, but in England, in Australia, and Spanish speaking. We also have them in Spain as well.
Right.
So a live speaking person will always be there to pick up your call. In addition to that, we have a live chat on our website where you can just ping someone if you're looking for a driver or documentation or something like that. So our customer support, pre-sale and after sale, is unmatched.
And we have all these products. We're loading up more products from
You
Blustream on our. I mean, you guys offer, like you just said, we just went over a snippet of the
Yes.
categories you offer, but for commercial solutions, residential solutions. Also, the MV41 right now is on promotion. When you purchase 75-inch panel or larger, you get a discount off the MV41. We have a bunch of these in stock.
Yeah.
Make sure you utilize this
That's
product.
very cost effective on a video wall.
Oh,
Retail
yeah.
price of that thing is $16.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every dealer I've shown that to is bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
no-brainer.
So many
Yeah, that's why we're
applications.
doing
Even on
it.
a big TV.
Yeah, of course.
Because you kind of have to see
Yeah.
its capabilities.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing it like this.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a full portfolio. We work well with others. Just Lunar Walls, AVA. We are committed to this industry and committed to making sure that our end users entirely have the best experience possible.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Scott, come over here.
Uh-oh.
We gotta say goodbye to everybody and come by to check us out.
Yeah.
Come check us out today in Marietta if you're around. Appreciate everybody's time here today. We'll see you guys next week. Make sure you check out Lunar Walls and Blustream on our website. Talk to your rep. We can get you guys quoted on both for your next project. So I really appreciate your time today.
Yeah. Thank you for
Thank
putting
you,
this on.
Scott.
Thank you, guys.
Well done, everybody. Sweet.
Let's go.